This is Brandy from Stitchin' in Oregon. I am back for Flosstube number 24, I think it is, and April's update, May's video. So, Gideon is in here with me. He just curled up on a beanbag, so hopefully he'll stay kind of chill for us for a little bit. I've got my coffee and my water, and I've got like my notebook that has stuff in it to talk about, because lately I have kind of felt like all over the place. So anyway, I hope you all have been well. Here in Oregon, our weather has been really nice, like consistently like the 60s and 70s, a little bit of rain sprinkled in, but mostly just really nice, pleasant weather. Yesterday, we were able to go out into the backyard and just like clear out. Our back fence was just full of ginormous blackberry bushes. And so we were able to clear all of those out and have like a little, burn pile, and all the kids got involved, and it was very productive and fun. So yeah. If you hear that, that was my son. He's on the phone. Not a lot going on right now. We just wrapped up volleyball season, club volleyball for the twins. They went to regionals. They did really well. We were really proud of them. It was a long couple of days, and now I have a sick kiddo. Cadence hasn't been feeling good for a couple of days now, so she has kind of just been resting a little bit extra. But I think there's a bug going around, more than just like end of the school year burnout kind of thing. We've had a lot of kids at school out sick lately. So yeah, we got all of the graduation announcements set out for both our son and our oldest daughter. We will be heading to New Orleans on Friday, so this coming Friday. We'll be there over Mother's Day weekend, and we'll be there to see her graduation. And then 2 weeks or so after that is when my son graduates from high school. So June's going to be pretty crazy. I cannot believe he has a month left and he's done with high school. He gets a little bit freaked out every time he has to do some college stuff, and I'm just trying not to think about it too much. Even though I'm super proud of him, he'll be moving pretty far away for college, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it. The dogs are doing really good, and Bean got even taller. He's on some medicine right now because he wasn't gaining weight like he should have been. So hopefully he starts gaining weight soon. But he's definitely my shadow. And when I leave the house, he will like sit with his head out the window. Watching me leave like a sad little poopy dog. Yeah. Okay, so first up, we're going to talk about finishes. I have a finish. This was a start and a finish from last Flosstube. Let me see if I can figure out what this is called. I'll put it on the screen. So this is one that came out at market. Hopefully I have the picture up so that you can see what it looked like. The original design calls for like a house in here and like flowers coming up out of it. But I got this moon stitched in and I loved it so much. I didn't want to change it. I did not use the called for floss. I used Classic Colorworks, and I will post down below what I used. I don't know if you can see, but the moon is like subtle shifts between purple and like a really light, like ivory kind of color. And I happen to have this piece of fabric. This is from Fabric Flare, and I believe it's a 32 count even weave. And if you remember, I tried to stitch Pisces on this by Nora Corbett, and I hated it. I hated it so much. Still not super pleasant to stitch on, but for some reason with this, it just works. It's beautiful. I got the frame at Home Goods, and I've already had it up on my wall. I think the green is like a grasshopper, and then this was Granny Annie Blue or something. Anyway, I'll put the colors down below that I used, but I love the way this turned out. It's super pretty, super sweet, and I made it my own. So yeah, that's my FFO. It is already got a place on the wall over here. So let's see, a couple of new starts. So that was a new start and finish. And then I have for regionals last weekend, I decided to try to get one of my hands-on design hello there patterns done. So I have 6 of the months done already. January, August, September, October, November, and December. And since it was like the last couple days of April, I was trying to get April done, and I did get a lot of it done. I'm not using the called for floss at all. Sorry, I have a hanging thread and it is really throwing me off. There we go. This is a fabric from Forbidden Fiber Arts. It's an 18 count. It is Primrose. The floss is it's Be Stitch Me Silk. The April, they don't have names because these were just sampler, like a sample pack. April is stitched in this super bright green. And then, see, it's in here somewhere. I have this bag and it has multiple projects in it because I didn't know what I wanted to stitch on. Okay, this is the Hello, and again, it doesn't have a name. And then there are these 2 lines here that are like kind of like borders, and I'm doing that in this, and it's called Blue Cheese, but I'll Be Stitch Me Silk for that. So hopefully I will have this done. I'm going to leave this out and hopefully have this finished in the next couple days. I mean, it would maybe take an hour at most to finish that. Not a lot. So that was a start and hopefully a finish soon. So there's that. And then the other thing in this bag that I was working on was my Autumn Swan by Brenda Gervais with my needle and thread. And this is what it looks like. This has been usually what I go, like, I've restarted it 3 times, but the last time is the one that stuck. Sorry, I have a ceiling fan on above my head, so that's why my stuff is moving. Okay, this is what it looks like. And I didn't do a ton, but I did finish this part and put in some of these little doodads. This is on, I think an 18 count that is hand dyed by me, or tea dyed by me. So this is where we are. I have a hanging thread because I was working on filling in the last little bit of the swan. So what I did was this, I filled in this one, and then I filled in these little doodads here. And I think these two were already done. So, I mean, not a lot on this, but maybe I'll get it done before volleyball starts next season. I am using mostly the called for, but I think I subbed a couple that I didn't have on that one. All right, so that is those ones. All right, next is, on my last video, I was talking about, oh wait, I had another new start. Sorry. Okay, new start. This is Leanne from Small Town Stitch's fault. I was watching her latest video yesterday, and she was talking about new starts that her and a couple of her friends are going to do. She showed this one, and I went and bought, I didn't even I paused the video, and I went and bought it. Because I'm a sucker for patriotic. So, this is called Home of the Free by Shannon Christine. This is what it will look like. Ooh. I did get it into Pattern Keeper, but it's wonky. So, oh, I opened that bag. Oh my gosh. Sometimes me and Ziploc bags do not get along. Okay, I'm stitching this with the called for DMC on a 32 count Be Stitch Me Lugana. It's not named. I got it from a Friday night fight night, but I love their Lugana. It's just soft and so nice to work on. And this is where I'm at. So I started in the upper corner like I do most things. And I had 3 different fabrics I was choosing from, but I kept getting pulled back to this darker one because it just like, I felt like all the colors would pop on it. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I think I am at like, let's see. I have 1.79% done. I was working on this morning while I was listening to a book on Spotify. Actually, it was like a Bible verse a day thing that I was listening to, so a podcast, I guess. But that's where I got to. So yeah. That is super pretty, and like I said, I am a sucker for patriotic and words. I love those, like, I've done a couple by Cottage, I forget what they're, Primrose Cottage Needleworks, and they are like the Halloween word ones, and I also have a Christmas type, a type of Christmas one that I started that I need to get more work done in, but that one's all Christmas words, and I love, yeah, it's just, I love those. They're so much fun. Okay, now back to what I had started to say. Last video was talking about how I was working on Let Love Rain, and I was torn between doing the full project and cutting out like that middle section and just going to like that big basket on the bottom. Well, I chose to just do, I had a couple people comment, which thank you so much for that. I had a couple people comment and say, just cut it out. Like, so I think I'm able to cut out like multiple pages by doing this. But this is what the whole pattern looks like. I have like half of this top band done. So, because I'm like through here. And then I had these little guys under in. I had started this moth, but I took that out. So I'm cutting this whole center part, and I got most of this moth in, if not all of it. And then I started on the leaves of the pot. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to leave the alphabet, but I probably will because I love alphabets. And I'm going to have to finagle the border to make it work. But that is okay. I'm excited about that. I'm using the called for floss on this, and I'm stitching on an 18 count white Aida. Okay, let's see. I need to do some math to figure out how much of this I can cut off. So this is where I'm at now. And I'm really happy with the choice that I made. I think I will like it a lot. Cutting those two bands out. So what I worked on, let's see if I can. Was this guy. I think I put this tulip in too, actually. But I put this moth in. And those leaves. And I'm really happy with that. I feel like this will make it mine. It'll be different. And I'm cutting out a lot of stitching. So I didn't spend too much time on it after I made that decision. Like I said, I've got to do some math to figure out how much of that fabric I can cut off. Maybe I'll just stitch down, like all the way down, and then add the 2 inches to the bottom so that I know. At least then I know I for sure haven't made a mistake. Okay, so next is Sweetheart Hill. I got this out for literally a minute. Like, this is by Plum Street Samplers. This is what it looks like. I am working over here in this corner. I think I put some red in, I put some white in. This one is beautiful, but it's so tedious because it's just all fill-in. I have a hanging thread on this because I mean, I never know when I'm gonna pick it up. Okay, this one is being stitched on a this is the fabric. This is a Grace Notes fabric called raspberry something, I think. Oh, Misty Morning. It is a 32 count linen, and like I said, by Grace Notes. If you have not used Grace Notes fabric, I highly suggest you do. And this is where I am now. So I finished, I think I had the I in, but I filled all of this in and I put the D in. And then I did a little bit of red. Got the, I don't actually know if I had the windows in before. This one is so slow. So slow. And I think I maybe worked on that one night. But progress is progress, right? If you can hear snoring, Bean is on his thing snoring. Maybe I'll take a picture of him. And my there we go. At least he's cozy. My craft room's kind of a mess right now. I haven't actually been crafting up here much, but I do have a nephew that will be born soon, and I need to make him a baby quilt, so I need to get it cleaned up and get up here and do some work. Okay, next is Pandemic. I think I worked on this for one night, maybe two. This is by Long Dog Sampler. This is what it looks like. I am literally up here. I have like maybe two pages done? Maybe. Don't. That's being generous. Okay. Why won't this go backwards? Okay. I am currently 9.97% done, which is not a lot. Like if you see, look at this. This is the zoomed out pattern, so you can't see anything. The red highlighted is what I have complete of this pattern. It's kind of sad, just with how long I've been working on it. I'm stitching this on a Picture This Plus 18 count barnwood, I want to say, and I really like the fabric. It's ginormous, so I have a lot of work to do still. This one is fun. I don't have a lot of monochromatic pieces, so I am stitching this with a sulky white, obviously one-stranded, and then the animals are different shades of pink and red. So this is like the darkest one. There's 3 different shades. When I worked on this the other day, oh my gosh, this is so... I finished this here, and I was bringing the border down to the page. I kind of like to stitch the motif and then bring the border down to match so that I know that everything is lined up. I really do like the way this looks. It does need to come out more often though. I wonder if I could get myself to do this like once a week, stitch on pandemic. I'm not really doing 25/7 anymore. I think I burned myself out on it when I was working on my grandma's project. I missed the mouth hole for the coffee. Okay, next is my cross. I'm pretty sure you guys have not seen this since I last worked on it. The pattern is just called 805 cross stitch embroidery pattern number 805, and it is by Embroidery Patterns PDF on Etsy. This is what it will look like. I'm stitching this for a coworker who is retiring in a couple years. I am currently 4.28% complete on it. I'm stitching it on a 40 count ivory that I got from Acorns and Threads. And sorry, it's kind of there is a hanging thread there because I was working on this. And this is where I'm at now. So last time you guys saw this, I had this done and I think this filled in, but all of this is new and this is new. Oh, and I had filled in this, the gold inside that. So yeah, progress on that. This one for real does have to come out more often because this has actually got a time limit on it, so I can't take years and years and years to do it. I just stab myself with a needle. Fun to do. I don't know what this is, but it was in the same pile as things I've worked on, so we're gonna see. No, that's Saxon Sampler, and you guys saw that last. I haven't worked on it again. Okay. My last whip is my Summer Quakers. So if I had a 25/7, I guess it would be this one. I've been working on it pretty much every day. This is where I am. Last time you guys saw this, I was just starting this flower part right here. And I have done this and this one and this little guy. I did this and I started this one down here. And I got this butterfly, most of this butterfly. This one's really pretty. This was something I started, I hopped on a stitch along that Bridget, the museum stitcher, and Megan, the Seattle stitcher, were doing with their buddies. And I just happened to have it and start it at the same time. All right, this is being stitched for on the rewind. I'm filming a video. I'm not talking to you.
I know. Look at your phone.
There should be a basket in my room.
Okay.
Daddy said. Okay. I'm going to take this out of the hoop real quick. So, I do not know if Bridget or Megan have finished theirs. I'm stitching mine on a 28 count pink chocolate from Be Stitch Me. And it's a Lugana as well. And this is the full thing. Oh, I did finish that flower. I forgot that. Okay, this is where I'm at. There, I have gotten all the way to the alphabet down at the bottom. So, I stitched the B. There will be one more row of letters underneath that, letters and numbers underneath that. And that B is an Algerian eyelet, which was not actually, like, it's not hard to stitch, but it was interesting. Anyway, so what I worked on this round was pretty much all of this. So I finished this flower up. There was just a little bit of the, like, this pink done. And I think I had this part of the stem in. So I finished that, finished the leaves, and I did all of this. This one is super fun, and this I think I will keep out because this is fun to stitch on when it's nice outside. I have to finish up this butterfly. There's a little thing underneath. I have to finish this guy up. This one is interesting to stitch on because it's a 28 count. Normally you would use 2 strands, but Valdani floss is a 3-stranded cotton and you use all 3 strands. And like the effect is beautiful, but it is pretty thick. So anyway, that one will stay out. That is the last thing. So I don't really have any haul because it was just that Let Freedom Ring pattern. I got this box to hold my granny squares. It was like 40% off at Hobby Lobby. It's got this really pretty flowers and then like a gingham thing on the inside. And I've got pink ones and I've got green ones. And that project is kind of touch and go because when I work on it, my puppy likes to take off with my yarn. And he actually ate one of the daisies last time I was working on it. So I kind of needed to rethink the packaging a little bit. So I don't really have any plans. Like I said, the 25/7 hasn't really been working out. I'm going to try to keep going on summer Quakers, see how much of that I can get done before I'm just done with it. I'm going to work some more on Let Freedom Ring. And I guess we'll just see what else the cross stitch world convinces me to work on. My friend Lisa and I were always talking about new starts together, because, you know, I don't have enough projects, I guess. I don't know. I guess the way I look at it, though, is I have all these beautiful patterns, and if I never start them, then they'll never get finished. Right? So I can always say, well, I'll start this when I finish this. But the chances of me finishing the first one is pretty slim. And it's more about the process than the finish, unless it's a gift for somebody. And then it's about the finish as well. So anyway, I think that's it for today. This is a pretty short video. I'm going to try to get this edited and uploaded for you all and have it put up before tomorrow. But yeah, that is it for now. I hope to see you all again soon. I hope I inspired you and gave you something to look forward to stitching, and I hope you guys are enjoying your spring. For now, I will see you later. We will plan on having a video in early June, but it honestly might be after graduation is over, because not only is my son graduating, but I'm in the graduation ceremony too. Like working, kind of. Our school does a really cool thing where if you are a staff member who has a graduating senior, at least if you work at the high school, you have the option to sit with them in the audience. So I get to do that, and that's really exciting. So anyway, I will see you all next time, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.